the wounding of the Grail Knights, the shadow aspects. So, the shadow of the Grail Knight, there are many different themes that arise when we start to look into their journeys and fit that with the healing of the wastelands. So the aspects of the shadow that come up for me are really the wounded warrior, the shadow of the Grail Knight who fights for worth but is actually driven by pain and fury. So he's the wounded warrior. There's the silent son, the ones who are emotionally repressed and afraid to express their vulnerability or unable to express. The fallen hero, the one who was once noble but is now ashamed of failure. So expectations there. And the exiled one, the one who has been cast out, disconnected from family, tribe, father, community. We see this a lot. Also the hardened protector, the one who defends everyone around him but neglects himself. On the quest of the Shadow Grail Knight, he is really a seeker without a map. So just feel into this. How many men do you know who are lost in endless searching, endless seeking? So that expression, the seeker without a map, fits there. There's also the broken vow bearer, one who carries guilt. Guilt for promises they've made, vows they've made, but they've broken them. They're unkept. So there's many different ones that arise the more we think about it. Another one is the Grail Knight who has the Armoured Heart. He who is incapable of intimacy due to deep hurts. The Armoured Heart, front of the heart and back of the heart, where they're not allowing more love to come in. And of course the Avenger, he who is fueled by rage instead of justice. And then the Disenchanted Knight, he who no longer believes in magic, sacredness, has no faith in anything anymore, and has given up hope of guidance, inner knowing. So he becomes disenchanted. There's also the Guardian of the Wasteland, where in the shadow aspect he unconsciously holds the very wounds that he seeks to heal. And also the last one that I can think of is the abandoned child. The abandoned child in armor of the knight, hiding the pain of the knave behind the stoicism, the brave face, the thick upper lip of the knight. So in summary then, the core wounds really are unworthiness, abandonment, failing of a quest, disconnection from the feminine, actually, fear of the womb, fear of love, fear of the heart, fear of the mystery, fear of vulnerability, where softness is equated with weakness. Never being allowed or allowing themselves to mourn, suppressed grief. So yeah, suppressed grief and repressed rage. Rage where anger becomes bitterness or violence. Yeah, another core wound, loss of sacred purpose. So a life without soul, a life of duty. So a complete disconnect for what Why are you here? What is your soul's path? And there can also be an exiling from brotherhood, a distrust in men, betrayal by other men, brothers, fathers, grandfathers, uncles, the betrayal. There's also a lot of shame around desire and a confusion between lust, love, and power. And that arises in an inability to receive love, to receive guidance, receive teachings or healing. And there might be a huge disillusionment around everything, losing faith in the quest, in spirituality, the divine, or himself. This is probably because there's never been any adequate initiations, never truly taught how to be a man. And on top of all this can be guilt from the ancestral line, carrying the sins of the forefathers, the fathers, the grandfathers, the great-grandfathers, the epigenetics of that pain carried down. So yeah, that's the core wounds of the Shadow Grail Knight and the aspects around the shadow. And I hope you found that helpful. Blessed be.